All right, so this is the daily here, and you can see yesterday these were the zones that I had drew since we had fell below 393. I knew that these were going to be our next points here. So we have 394, 394-ish, 390, about 391, and then 387. So these were the zones that I had marked yesterday. And you can see here that we touched the 387, tipped to 390, but we kind of closed in the middle. So this is like a doji. I guess you could call it a doji. It's fighting for control, the buyers and sellers. To me, it does look like the sellers are more in control at this point. But let's take a look at some of the other time frames just to kind of get an idea of where we could likely head. I don't like the fact that we fell below this 390 or this 393. This was a big selling candle the other day. And then yesterday, we just, it looks like there was still more fighting for control, but sellers are still in control, as you see here. Let's look at the weekly. Even the weekly candle is pretty big here. This was the week prior, and then this is this week. So it'll be nice to see how today plays out. I would like to see us close above 393, but we'll see. Fridays can be a little volatile, guys, so just be careful because you could have pretty big moves on Friday. But me personally, I'm paying attention to how we close today. There is a lot of bearish momentum from what I see here. Like on this 30-minute, you do see a bearish flag forming here. We got here to this 387, came up to this wall at 391, rejected it, and now we're trending down in the bottom. On the 30-minute, we are pointing down right now. I'm not showing any real momentum right now. It is really early. It's 5:44 my time. Around 8 or 9 is a good time to see where we're at because a lot of retail traders are coming in around that time as well. So there's some movement. A lot of times Catalyst comes in around 8:30 where there's a lot of movement, which I do pre-market live from 8 to 9 in Discord. And I have the link below for those that are interested. Here on the hour, I don't really see any type of momentum as well. We're very bearish. We don't have any real patterns coming in. You can even see the bearish flag forming here. We're underneath the 200 MA. It's looking really bearish this morning in terms of how we close. But again, I'm never surprised at Fridays and how we turn out. So I'm definitely going to be paying attention to how we close today. But yeah, I'm not going to go too far into this because we're trending in between this zone here. If we lose 387, our next support down is going to be around 384. And we're coming in, yeah, we're like 22. It's not completely oversold, but you can see how we're coming, into like an oversold position here on the 4 hour. 1 hour, I think it might be completely oversold. Well, no, not really. They came up and now they're coming down very bearish, very bearish. All right, so here we're sitting on top of the 200 MA, but we're below it. So again, more bearish sentiment here. Let's get out of SPY. SPY is very bearish this morning, guys, very bearish. That's why I'm going to be back online here around 8 a.m. to see if there's any change, and hopefully we have some movement today. But as of right now, pre-market, yeah, I'm feeling and seeing a very bearish energy or momentum here. Let's look at SQQQ. Let's take this off though. This 393 is no longer, we can't even really deal with 393 right now until we break back above 391. So these are going to be the zones that I'm looking at today. So 390 here. If we reject it, we come back down to 387, we consolidate. If we break above, I know 393 is going to be my area that it'll go through. If not, it'll come down to about 384-ish. But because we're looking so bearish right now, I'm probably like leaning more towards this way unless we get a little volume. All right, so for SQQQ here, this is the 4 hour. We are pointing up. It's a good thing that we're right here on top of this 200 MA. We could potentially reject here. I mean, we are creating a bullish flag, and this is a very small bullish flag. This is on the 4-hour though, trying to burst through. If it rejects and comes back down, that just means that SPY will be pushing through the 387 level. So I'll be paying attention to both of these today to see where the momentum is. Right now, we do have more momentum in SQQQ. But what I do like is that in SQQQ, we're here on top of these 200 MAs, which are acting as resistance. You have it here at the 1-hour, and you also have it here on the 4-hour. So that's signs that it could possibly reject. If it does reject here, that means SPY is going to head up. And that's what we want to see. We want to close today because it's Friday. We would like to close today at least above 390. At least above 390. If we can close today at least above 390 on SPY, it does show that, you know, there is some more possible momentum that we could keep going forward and, you know, going forward with more momentum next week. Let's look at the daily here. The daily, we did close above the 200 MA. We're kind of curving up around here. So closing above the 200 MA does signal momentum. But we are at a pretty tough resistance area on these lower time frames. So we could possibly consolidate between these zones. If we do, we will be creating a bearish flag. You can even kind of see it here. Let's look at SPY one more time. I see a lot of strength in SQQQ, but I also see that we're coming up on some significant resistance levels. And with SPY though, because we kind of created this pole here, the last few days we were going down. So this is like a small bearish flag here. And we're below the 200 MA on the 4-hour. 1-hour, we're below the 200 MA here. So yeah, I'm getting real mixed signals this morning. SQQQ, even though there's a lot of momentum, we're touching resistance levels on the 4-hour and 1-hour. And we're kind of creating a bearish flag as well on the daily. With SPY, very bearish sentiment in terms of the last few days. And I can feel like the bearish energy and also, you know, losing this 200 MA on the 1-hour and the 4-hour. But again, Fridays can always surprise us. So if you're day trading today, be careful. If you're swing trading, just pay attention to how we close on the weekly here. Because how we close on the weekly tells a lot. We definitely want to stay above here because you could see this W here. If we lose this area, it could be a double top. So we got to be careful. So 383 is a good area for us to hold and maintain. If we can close above, let's say 391, that's still good signs because it's kind of like a small bullish flag here. But we don't want to close below 383. If we close below 383, this definitely can turn into this here. And that's a double top. Okay, so we want to pay attention to how this candle closes. That's what I'll be paying attention to. Again, I'll be live 8 a.m. in Discord, and I have the link below. So if any of you guys are interested in joining our show around 8 a.m., we can see more around 8 a.m. Plus, we have other traders that are specialized more in catalysts. So we can kind of put everything together with technical analysis and catalysts and kind of get an idea around between 8 and 9 a.m. to see where we're heading before the market opens, especially when the retail traders come in, when the catalyst comes out, so we can see a little bit more. Primarily today, I'm going to be focused on how we close, what this candle looks like after today's close. But other than that, hope this helps. Have a great morning.